Listen. All right. I'm live again. Another day and I'm alive. Isn't that amazing? All right. I am going to take us through the D. McDonald Designs Artsy Fartsy Adult Coloring Book 3 with some. I got this book yesterday delivered to my door. I love that part. The name is on the spine. The back is pretty. And in just a little bit, dip, I started coloring. I colored in my other books too that arrived. I have 2 books arrived yesterday. But let's see. Quick and easy coloring. Yes, it is. If you're coloring with the simple things in life. Crayon. Now, what I did was I started with a crayon to pre-treat. I added a little bit of not your ordinary crayons there, which is a gel crayon on Amazon. Played with the gel here, but not your ordinary crayon. I set this up so that what I'm going to do is take us from crayon to more, because you can all put down a single layer of crayon. You get the idea. Even if you're 6 years old, you go, I can do the crayon part. I can do that. I started the donuts, which there is a donut coloring tutorial on here. Not that I'm exceptional. I just like to share my progress. And then I started the birdhouse page, which is pretty cool. I think that's as far as I got. That's not bad, Deb, for one day. Plus, I colored other things. All right, so what are we going to do? Let's go with page 1 quickly. I've got to move this into view, camera view, make sure my lights are on. I'm left-handed. This should be my right. My light's on my right. It should work. All right, what am I using? I am going to go with, and I will end up using something. I will pop it out a little bit with the Prismas, all right? The little Prismas. That's the whole story to this. You can use your inexpensive things, crayons, cra-z-art, to get the page to a certain level, and then just a tiny bit of the costly pencils. That's the whole name of the game. That will make your Prisma pencils last lots longer. It will give you a really nice look, and let's get right into that. So over here I use blues. I'm going to fish out my It's Going Fast. Not that fast. I mean, 72 of these little babies at Walmart for under $6. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining about that. So what you do is after you lay down your coat of crayon first, then I made some mess over here. I was so tired. I had had no sleep for 24 hours. And once again, I went to bed early because I was zappy tired. But I slept 11 hours and still got up late. I thought I'd be up like 9, 10 at the worst. But really, when I finally fall asleep, I go to this incredibly amazing land of dreams at the age of 61. And I can't leave it. It's really fascinating. All right, now I'm going to pull out the green Verde. And I'm going to use just the green to what this is all about is. It's Create Space paper, no matter who publishes it. It goes back to wherever these books are printed. They are still printed in the same places. That broke my leg. Whoa, Dab. Now I have to find my sharpener. Okay, I can do that. You can wait a second, right? Yeah, we can wait a second. Sharpen. I'm using a KUM. I should always keep pointing this out. These are on Amazon. They're really nice, simple, and they come with extra blades. You need a good screwdriver to remove the screwdriver. If the screw starts stripping, you aren't using the right screwdriver. So make sure you have a good screwdriver on hand for that. I borrowed one from the tool garage, and I thought I was probably never going to return it. And then some nice human being sent me this really cool set of very nice tools that are all itty bitty teeny tiny tools. So that'll work. Now I'm not going to color in all of it. I want to leave some of that lightly colored crayon look for the look of what I'm going for. Now around the frame, I just chose brown, and I want to, I definitely want to smooth that out a bit. So that's where you take your pencil. And now you go over your crayon. Why? Because the crayon puts down a beautiful waxy substance that interacts very, very nicely with the inexpensive pencil, whether it be a Crayola or a cra-z-art or any of the other pencils you can pick up, especially at the back to school times, cheaply. Cheap, 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 cheap. Not just the word of a bird. It's also one of my primary cheap, 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 cheap. What can I do with cheap? Because I am a compulsive colorer. I don't do it, so that I can make big bucks on this. I just really have always enjoyed coloring, and I'm at a point in my life where I get to color what I want nicely. I have books like all over the place here. All over. Let's take a second though. I'm going to interrupt this. I'm going to interrupt this for the Cars book because this is a small book. For me, it's small. $6.95. It is selling. It's selling because it is just too cool. Oh, there it is. All right. Spent forever on that. I'm going to do some tutorials out of that. I suggested, and I like to do what I suggest because, that makes sense. Practice what you preach. So I started on the look inside the book smalls because this is scary coloring over here. Look at that red car. Pretty good. So the look inside the book feature is absolutely fantastic for practicing. And in this book, you're going to want to practice. This is not easy, but it is very rewarding when you get it right. It's really cool. All right, so back down here we go. Browns, and browns. I'm going to use a different brown. You are coffee bean. Oh, I like coffee bean. Coffee bean is pretty. And then I'm going to use the coffee bean over the crayon. And don't be afraid to use different hues of brown. Crayons are so affordable that you can buy the larger sets. The small sets, wonderful. You can, pick up a pack of the biggies. And then you get more shades of brown. And that's fun. Fun. Oh, such fun. And just color over the crayon, making it pretty. All right, I really messed up my background. And now I'm going to take out for the background, because I'd like to just get her done kind of mode. I'm going to take out not your ordinary crayon, the polka dots. This is my brand that I really like. I have several. I like this brand. And this you want to apply at the end because it takes a while for it to set up and dry. So you want to put down your crayon, you want to put down your pencil, and then if you want to just finish up the background, this is an easy breezy way of doing that. And I found that laying the color down and using my finger to smooth it out and lighten it up is the way to go on that. I'm probably not going to be able to cover up that ink smear. Sometimes when you're really tired, it doesn't go the way you think it's going. I don't know. I made a mess, but it's okay because you know what? I do it for me. I just enjoy creating, and it puts me in a place where I'm very happy at. I'm very content when coloring and contentment. Whether it turns out or not, it doesn't matter. It just puts me into a really wonderful frame of mind where everything else in the world disappears. And I just enjoy tossing that color down and watching what happens. Okay, way back And I know they still have these and people still buy them and they enjoy them, kids. And if you're not a kid, and you have access to the toys of children, that etcher sketch has always been magically fun because you just start screwing around with it and it's playful. And so that's kind of like, I like the magic of the etcher sketch. And so I find coloring, and definitely books that are designed that, I just don't want to color Strawberry Shortcake. I don't want to color the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's what got me making these books 20 years ago. Not books, because I didn't know how to publish a book 20 years ago. The computer technology wasn't there. Self-publishing wasn't there. So I put books out on regular cardstock paper and sold them at craft festivals, arts and craft festivals, but primarily making them for me because I just wanted something that I thought was more adult themed. And I went to Barnes and Noble hunting down coloring books 20 years ago, and there just wasn't much there. So this worked. Now I'm deliberately leaving a hodgepodge of uncolored for the look of the background. So let's hold that up. Which creates a whole different look because I left some white space. I like it. Move on. Move on. Move on. All right. Uncolored. Let's do the birthday cake and be done with it. I will come back from time to time with more. So the birthday cake is using red violets, reds, those colors from the crayon. So I'm grabbing the Raspberry Rave cra-z-art with the hopes of matching up the Crayola crayon for the purpose of blending, pushing my color into the page. For the framed cake picture, I'm going over the red, I'm going over everything. Just moving the color into the fiber of the paper. That's the cool part of doing these combos. Now I'm going to grab orange and I'm going to work that orange around, doing the same thing, pushing that crayon into the paper so that I have a very nice smooth finish. It looks like I used marker, but I have the ability to blend a little more than I would if I was just using marker. Markers and me, we just don't get along real well. I really like the pencil, but I really wanted to make my expensive pencils last longer. And so I tried crayon first, inexpensive pencil second, and then the expensive. So let's do that too on this one because I didn't do it on the other page. So let's say I've gone through and I've done the pencil. Then I'm going to grab orange. The orange is starting to shrink, but that's okay. I'm going to sharpen it a little bit because I want it to last. And then I'm going to use the Prisma to really pop out and add brighter color to the corners, to bits and pieces, not all over. And that's why your Prisma will last longer because you're not asking it to color the entire page. No, you're saying, hey, Prisma, come on out and give me a little pop. And I tried to do the candles lit thing. So let's go and grab a Prisma yellow and go over where I crayoned here to just add a little brightness to the flame. Not bad. Not bad. Now, I will, before I finish and say I'm done with this page, I will take out my cra-z-arts. All of the background is crayon only. And I will use the cra-z-art for a second after the crayon to really blend in nicely. Oh, I didn't put a link here. I'm going to put the links in the comments. If you see me post a link, it means it's being posted to the book that is being worked on Amazon. That'll be just the logic behind it. It's just easier to be able to say, I like that book. That's interesting. I think I might want to go check that out. I'm going to leave this alone because I kind of like the idea that it's a very light powdery blue. I used a crayon that I found in my old, the crayons I actually gave to my grandchildren. Then I went back and grabbed their box and started hunting through that after I realized that some of these crayons have been retired. Some of them are not easy to find. The blue I really like. That's very pale. It's called Kids Choice Colors. By kids, about kids. And this one's called Happily Ever After. It's a nice shade of a light blue, which, you can kind of find that in the other Crayola boxes under a different name. Very light blue. Robin's egg blue, sky blue. Those are light colors. All right, I think you're catching on. I think you're getting the idea to that. The more you apply the pencil over the crayon, the better the coverage. And don't always just, go at what's comfortable. I've now taken a red color. What are you? Probably ruby. Yep. Ruby red. And I'm putting that over the Crayola red, violet, red, whichever one I used. And each application will bring out new colors and work that crayon deep into the fiber of the pencil. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, pretty cool. All right, let's hold that up. There it is, the birthday cake. This is really easy, breezy coloring. All right, now let's go over. I used the Not Your Ordinary crayons. And you know what? It's fun all by itself. Let's do blue, just to show. So you put your blue down. And you're not really too worried about how accurate you are because you're going to use your finger. And I think I even know where my Vaseline or my petroleum jelly is right now. So I may stick my finger in there because that really does help move it around a little. I don't think I'm going to do blue in the middle. I don't think so. All right. So I put down Not Your Ordinary crayon. And I'm looking for, I thought I knew where the Vaseline, the petroleum jelly is. Well, Deb, what did you do with that? Every time I think I know where something is, it disappears on me. Well. I don't know. Once again, on my big art table, surrounded by colors and things, I can't find it. She looks to the left. She looks to the right. Oh, it's holding up. Oh, I hope that doesn't hurt. I have it propping up my extender to my laptop where I put in all my little extra gizmos here. And it does a good job of trying to keep, because stuff gets old. All right, so I have a lot of Vaseline on my finger, too much. So I'm going to put some on the palm of my hand, and then eventually I'm just going to put some on my kneecaps. Because your knees can always use a little extra lubrication. All right, so running it over, and then just with the greasy petroleum jelly, on my finger. Now I don't have enough. I'm just going to go over the Not Your Ordinary crayon and move it in and play. This is total playing. This is also fun for kids to do. The Not Your Ordinary crayons, a little Vaseline on their little fingers, and they'll be just thrilled with that. All right, so now I have a nice greasy layer down, I think. A little bit in there, so I'm going to take that Not Your Ordinary crayon one more time, bring a fresh coat down, and just keep playing until I say I like the shading. I want it to look kind of like I painted it. Like, why not? I'm putting a lot of pressure on this as well. And then you can even go along with your crayon and your pencils and even work that in more. My books usually have duplicate pages, so you don't have to like totally worry. How's that going to turn out? If it doesn't turn out, you have another chance at it. So now I'm taking out that crayon I said I like, a light blue. I'm going to run that through there. And I'm saying, that's kind of light. I think I might want something a little darker. So I'm going to go cerulean blue, which is available in the very small pack. And I'm going to use that to lightly shade out and create a strange look. Well, a look I like. I'm going to leave a little bit of white in there. Artsy this is. Just fun and playing and saying, what can I do with this? And if you buy these things, you might as well use these things. Not Your Ordinary crayons, available definitely on Amazon. About $14, $15, somewhere in that zone, but I think you get 36 shades, and they're nice. Nice assortment. Not too many grays, not too many darks, but enough pinks, enough this, enough that you're gonna go like, that was a good buy. Not for full pages, because they are lipsticky and they'll go really quick if you overuse them. And now, just for the point of demonstration, I'm going to go back and grab the light blue cra-z-art and just show you that after the Not Your Ordinary crayon, after adding a little bit of regular Crayola crayon, you can then push it all into the paper nicely with the cra-z-art. Probably the Crayola too. I don't honestly know where all my Crayolas are, pencils. They're somewhere. I just haven't gone hunting for them. And I was pretty happy with the cra-z-art, so kind of sticking with those. So not done, because I have all that to do, but you get the idea. Now, my good guess is here is where I would want to pull out the Prisma Crimson Red to really put a little bit of pop along the frosting parts of this little birthday cake. The cra-z-art might do it, but the Prisma is going to really pop out nice and bright. So it's not just a matter of tossing down one layer of anything to get a really beautiful adult coloring look. It's playing with what you own and layering. So here I am layering the red over the Not Your Ordinary crayon. to create a little depth. Now I am going to go back to the cra-z-art, and I'm using berry. My guess is the berry and the red and the whatever will combine very nicely to sort of soften. I mean, I should probably even be using a lighter pink. The berry might be a little too dark. So after the berry, I'm going to go and just grab a light pink and use that one to gradually lighten my colors a little. How about that? That'll work. That'll work. That'll work. And then in the end, let's just say you want a little bit of highlighting going on. That's when over the whole thing, you can take your gummy eraser and remove some of the color you put on. So never panic about, oh, there's too much on there. You can gummy eraser a little bit. And I'm just going to demo that. I'm going to put a little bit in here. And the thing about the gummy is not a whole lot of pressure is required. You're just going to keep stroking it. And turn your eraser and don't let it get too warm. Your body heat will make it a little too warm. So having a couple of them, and they come in a big pack, and you just pull a couple off, make your own little gummy balls. And it won't actually seem like a lot of it's coming off, but it is. All right, let's try a little bit over the blue and a little bit over on this side. I am pressing awfully hard, and I know better than that. I know I don't have to press so hard. And then my last thing would be definitely the Prisma White. Over where I use the eraser, because now the Prisma White is going to really come through over where I ran my eraser. And that's going to give a very bright white highlight. Where I removed. I'm not sure where I removed because I did way too much. I should have just stopped, used the white. Well, I still know where I used the eraser, and I didn't. That'll give you a good idea on what you can do with a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Let's take a look at the book. There it is. Fun, fun, fun. So, from D. McDonald Designs Artsy Fartsy Adult Coloring Book 3, a book of all different things, from donuts to moons to cupcakes to flowers, in little frames, not in little frames, full-sized pages, all backed in black. So even if you use marker, it won't bleed. You won't see all that stuff on the other side, which gives you a really nice collectible book at the end of the day. Thank you for watching. Please share if you can, or you'd like to. Comments are really welcome. And like if you'd like to like, because that way you'll be kept updated when you log into YouTube. You'll see what else I've done and what else I've added. And make sure you subscribe so you get notifications. Also, I think there's a place to sign up for notifications. And that's it. I have to find the end part. Where is the end? I don't know. Oh, way down here, end stream.